Hey everybody, welcome back to Tuesday Talks. Tuesday Talks is all about getting to know an individual, finding out what they care about, what they do and why they do it, and what drives them and what keeps them going. Now, today's guest is Phil Morrison. Phil coaches people on overcoming social anxiety, improving their relationship with themselves and others, and get a thriving lifestyle. So let's get Phil on board here. Okay. I see you there, Phil. Just give me a minute. I'm just inviting you up.
Hi Phil, how you doing?
Hi Zishan. Yeah, I'm doing great, thanks. I'm nervous but also excited as well. Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for taking the time out and jumping on to Tuesday Talks. And I love that you're saying that you're nervous. I'm always nervous. I've been doing this Tuesday Talks for 3 years, but it's
Yeah.
always nerve-wracking. And the reason behind this is because I've not met you before this call, before this live. So
Yeah.
getting to know you for the first time as well. So the nerves are there, like, oh, what kind of conversation we will have today.
Yeah, 100%. The nerves are because there's a level of uncertainty, and also because I want to help people out as well. So when I'm fully committed, I've got to face my own fears. So yeah.
I love this. I love this. So I've done a short introduction for you already, but in a true Tuesday Talk styles, we'll hand the mic over to you. So let us know who you are, what you do, and the biggest question that everybody has on Tuesday Talks is, why do you do it, Phil?
Yeah. Sure. So I'm Phil Morrison, and I help people who are naturally quiet to overcome social anxiety and learn to play to their strengths in social situations and in life in general. And I'm all about having people thrive rather than just cope. So it's really in that sphere of well-being, mindset, taking action, facing fears, so much stuff. So do you want me to move on to the why or?
Totally up to you. Take the floor is yours.
Sure. So the reason why I do what I do. So I used to have crippling social anxiety when I was a teenager. Throughout all of high school and college, those 7 years, I was just the most quiet person in the whole year, and I would barely speak in the day at all. Sometimes maybe I'd speak 1 or 2 times per day, and I was just in this really dark place mentally, and I basically had chronic anxiety and depression for 7 years. And I remember that there was always this horrible feeling of tension that I would personally feel in my chest, stomach, cheeks as well. This anxiety, and the anxiety was just getting stronger and stronger and stronger the more I isolated myself from other people. And it got so strong that I could barely follow shows on TV because this tension, this refrigerator humming in my chest and stomach was just taking up so much of my mental RAM that I couldn't follow TV shows at my parents' house. So I was really in this bad place. And a lot of it came from a lack of trust in people. So something had scared me, and I felt that even though my parents are lovely people, so many kind, positive qualities, there's definitely some toxic qualities as well. And I was just so drained. I was so drained at home that I was in shutdown mode. And when I went into school, I just wanted a break and some space, some time to myself. So I would isolate myself from people in school, and I wasn't aware of the problems of isolation. So I went down this dark path. But then, if you fast forward quite a lot of time, through going to university, being a fresher, going to lots of socials, facing all my different social fears, and getting my diet right, my exercise, focusing on so much stuff, I realised that I was chipping away at the anxiety, learning to trust people again, and even my physical appearance changed during my own transformation. So going back to high school, I used to have bright yellow skin. So my diet wasn't good, my skin was bright yellow. So of course I got bullied and picked on for the bright yellow skin combined with being crazy quiet. So when I really overcame my own social anxiety, I was just so determined to help out other people who also have social anxiety. And really, I wanted to pursue my purpose in life. And I think that what is the purpose of anybody's life? So it's something along the lines of being happy and giving value. And I thought, well, how can I give the most value possible in my life? And I thought, well, I've got to play to my strengths and teach from my own experience. And my personality type is an empath, so I have high levels of empathy. I am also a defender. So when I see somebody suffering unfair treatment, I'm the type of person to step in and stand up for that person. So because of this, I'm natural when it comes to coaching. And I got mentored to help me overcome social anxiety to a greater extent by this guy in London called Jonathan. It was amazing mentorship, focused on being honest, overcoming my fears, letting my guard down, processing challenges from the past. And this helped me out so much, and it really spurred on that fire in me to set up my own coaching business. And as soon as I was coaching at the start for free, I just felt like I really belonged in this role. And I could see that I was helping people out, which was really, really rewarding. And it reaffirmed that this is what I had to do. So I went down this crazy career change. And at the time, I was doing a PhD in biosciences, 8 years, University of Birmingham. And I basically said, when I finish the PhD, full-time business, screw that, this is more valuable. And I jumped into it. And last year was my first time coaching on a full-time level. And I love what I do. I made the right decision. Yeah.
Wow. I love this story, and I love the journey that you're on, from being that quiet person majority of the younger years, to where you are now on this podcast, speaking to pretty much the world who's listening to us here now, and the transformation that you've taken yourself, because um, you know that's a huge transformation from not speaking and asking for that space when you were in school, just to be alone, and have that space so that you don't have to be bothered by anybody and people are not disturbing you, to now here understanding the importance of having your voice, and connecting with the right people, and working along those sides, and now you're helping others to also do that, which is amazing. So finding people who are going through the similar predicament like yourself, and then now you're helping to say, I've done it, here's the way I've done it, let me help you to show you how you can do it as well. And I love that, and that's such an amazing thing. Now, the question that I've got come across in my mind is that I know it's not, it wasn't an easy path for you. It wasn't an easy journey, you know. As simple as it may sound, I'm sure there was lots of time that you were probably thinking, why am I doing this? You know, how did you drive yourself at that time?
Absolutely right. So for sure, there was times where my self-doubt got really, really strong, and I thought, who am I to coach other people? Can I really get the results that I want for other people? Is this really for me? But ultimately, what helped me out, it was actually the past pain that I went through. The past pain that I went through that time in high school and college was so strong that I was just determined to never go back to that. I basically had hit this breaking point when I left college, where I was just in such a low place. And actually, the actual breaking point, like the lowest mental health like state that I've been in, is where I would self-harm. So self-harm was the lowest point that I got to. And after I self-harmed twice, just this switch flicked in my mind, and I just said, no, there's no way that I'm going to look back. There's no way that I'm going to go backwards in life. I have to move forwards. And even when there's times where I've doubted myself, I just thought, screw this. I know what the past was like. This is so much better. And you only live once, so why not just fully commit to going for it? And I found that when I fully commit to pursuing my purpose, the fears actually go down. Even when the self-doubt's there, if you're 100% all chips in, the self-doubt just goes away. When you're like half committed, 50-50, one toe in, one toe out, that's when the anxiety can get really, really strong. So for me, even when the chips were down and I doubted it, I felt better by committing than not committing. So for me, it was the only choice.
That that so what I'm hearing and taking away from that is also the bravery and courage of stepping out of where you were going, right? So you've hit rock bottom, and some people, you know, when you hit rock bottom, there's no other way. There's no more that you can go down. Obviously, the self harm is there, and so many other things, you know. But then the realization is the amazing part, that you were able to realize that, hang on a minute, this is not where I want to be.
Yeah.
This is not why I did change myself to be anxiety free, to be all this. Why am I, you know, hitting rock bottom? And then we all go through that part. It's like, okay, why are we doing this? It could be various reasons, that some things are not working out. The results you expected to get is the reason is not working out. You know, various reasons, and whatever that may be for everybody who's listening to us. But I love that takeaway that I have here is to be resilient and look at being aware of what your actual goals are,
Mm-hmm.
and you will achieve it if you keep going, right?
Yeah.
So you have to carry on going, and I love that. uh, the only thing I would love to share here with everybody who's listening to us is like, and it would be amazing if we are able to keep track of that fear, keep track of that low point, right? So we don't
Mm-hmm.
go into the bottomless pit of like, oh, I have no idea what's happening, and then you end up being like in the self-harm situation or hit rock bottom. If we can clock ourselves before that, we can monitor ourselves
Stop it.
earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And then the only way we can do this is by keeping ourselves in check, right?
Mm-hmm.
Keeping ourselves in check. You know, that mild headache that we get, you know, it's, and doctors usually say it's a sign of that your body's trying to tell you that, okay, something's wrong
Yeah.
in your body, right? That's what that headache is. You know, are you getting a hypertension or a migraine? It's again your body telling you that your body is under stress, your body needs to relax and things like that. So all those things also come to your own life as well. Okay, why am I feeling this way? Because before you hit that rock bottom, you will have certain feelings, disappointment, maybe,
Mhm.